Hi, I'm Ron Aguilera. We are here at the Santa Rosa Adventist Church at 840 Sonoma Ave, Santa Rosa. And today is our opportunity to serve the community by providing a meal for those that are less fortunate. As you can see, hopefully behind me, that's what we're doing. And we have quite a few people that come through and enjoy a hot meal. And it's just great to be part of it.
What's your agenda?
Really, we don't have any particular agenda. What our goal is that as people come here to a church that believes in God, believes in Jesus, that they'll go away feeling like, hey, that's a positive thing. They care for people. So those Christians, those God lovers, Jesus lovers, love people. And I think that's what Jesus taught, is love God, love people, and that's what we're trying to do.
Talk about the meal today. What's being served and who are you serving?
Well, there's all kinds of, I think, good stuff in there. I haven't had a chance to sample it yet, but I will, I think, if there's some food left. There's some turkey and gravy and potatoes and vegetables and bread and pumpkin pie. And again, our goal is to feed those who need a meal, who are less fortunate. A lot of them live on the street, but there's a lot of people who are hurting. They've lost their jobs, maybe even their homes. Maybe even are living out of vehicles and are looking for food. And we're glad to do our best to provide some of that.
25th annual?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Is this a monumental moment?
You know, I don't look at it that way. It was going on well before I came here as the senior pastor, and been here almost 9 years. It's really a passion of people in our community. I can't take credit for this. Our goal is to just encourage people to serve, and people in our community have taken that to heart, and this is one of the ministries that our volunteers love to be part of. And Gary Quackenbush, who heads this effort here during Thanksgiving time, has been doing it for quite a few years. He and his team do a wonderful job at organizing all the food and all the volunteers. And it's been going on for 25 years. We'll see how much longer it goes on. I hope for a long time.
Where do you get your volunteers, and what do they do? What are some of the jobs?
Yeah, well, most of the volunteers come from our church community. Their volunteering includes bringing the food. The volunteers bring the turkey and the mashed potatoes and the pies. And then there's setup time, in which last night, Saturday night, they prepared a lot of the food to get ready for the group that would show up today. There's cleanup. You can look around. You've probably seen some people bringing out the trash. We collect a lot of trash, obviously, that we need to get rid of. And so there's cleanup, there's serving, there's the preparing of the meals, there's the bringing of the food. Those are some of the things that our volunteers do.
Do you know how many volunteers you have and how many meals you're going to be serving today?
I really don't know how many exactly. My guess is we'll probably serve close to 500 meals. Volunteers, probably as we go through shifts, we probably will have anywhere from 60 to 80 people that will be part of it one way or another.
Do you have a sermon today?
You know, the sermon, the message, I'm not going to kind of go to each table and talk to each person, but I shared a thought about the story of Ruth and Naomi in the Bible. There's a book, Ruth, and in that story, Naomi has to move to a different land with her husband because there's a famine. There's not enough food. They're afraid. It's an economic crisis. They're afraid that they're going to starve. And there she suffers other calamities. Beside the famine, she loses her husband, she loses her 2 sons. And when she goes back to her homeland, she thinks, oh man, I'm going to change my name to bitter. I mean, I'm in a bitter moment in my life. But through God working behind the scenes, in the end, when her daughter-in-law marries Boaz and they're provided for, she says, I'm blessed. She went from bitterness to blessedness. And it was because we believe that God is working behind the scenes. And so the message is really, there are people who are going through a difficult season in our community and outside of our church community and the community at large here in Santa Rosa. And what I would say as a message would be, God is at work. He's at work behind the scenes. And right now it might be a moment of bitterness, but my hope is that they'll experience blessedness. And we want to be just a tiny part of that.
This is your 25th annual. Where's your local media?
You know, that's a good question.
Or where are the local bloggers? Why isn't this hitting anybody's radar screen but an out-of-town, on-the-road journalist?
Yeah, you know, that's an excellent question that I wish I had a good answer for. Either, you know, we've done a really good job at being under the radar, or a real bad job at announcing, hey, here we are. And again, that's really not our goal. My hope is that at some point, those outside of these walls would recognize that we love God and we want to serve Him. And sometimes the local media, that isn't a popular message to communicate. I don't know if that's part of the reason or not, but that's not our motivation. Our motivation is just to serve those who are less fortunate.
Healthy lifestyle. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. You know, Adventists are known for healthy living. Oftentimes that gets translated into, oh, you don't eat meat. And we do promote a vegetarian lifestyle, which might seem a bit ironic today since we are, and by healthy lifestyle I mean we promote a healthy lifestyle that includes vegetarianism, but today we're serving some turkey and trying to meet people kind of where they are. But really it's more than just about meat eating. It's about eating healthy when it comes to dairy and other things. It's about exercise. It's, you know, about drinking enough water, sunlight. It's really a more holistic kind of approach than just the vegetarianism.
Closing comments. Anything you want? Some takeaways there.
Takeaways. Well, you know, the takeaway is really about the benefit that I see in serving. You know, we often think, wow, you know, hey, this community, this church community is doing something for the community at large in terms of helping those that are less fortunate. I really think that those of us who serve gain as much of a benefit, if not more, in terms of understanding the heart of God and living it out.
Thanks so much for your time.